To the caregivers, handling a complex child is the most dimensional kind of theology or the kind of ideology that we have to put in place to make sure that this child who is complex, living in a complex world, is handled in the right way so that we lead him or her into a proper or harmonious kind of young adult who is responsible. Now, as a caregiver or a parent, I know it's a challenge because this is a future we are defining here. This is a future that we are leading here. It means that if you handle it with irresponsibility or misdirections, by the end of the day, we are going to have a future that is not coming. Now, different caregivers define future in different ways. It will only take a wise person to define future in the right way for you to be able to lead this complex child into the right dimension that you are looking for. Now, different parents, either who are weak, who are strong, who are faithful, who are hopeful, they have different perspective or different ideologies in how they define the future. To me also, as a mentor or as a tutor, and the same as a caregiver, I have a way by which I differentiate or I define the future, because I have a younger sister anyway who I've been leading, and I have a definition for future on her behalf. Now, unless you have a proper definition of the future, that's when you will be able to lead this child in the right dimension. These are the fruits that have been entrusted on our hands. If we don't handle them in the right way, by the end of the day, we will be doing more destruction than development we are looking for. Now, look at this. The future has many names in relation to the caregivers. One, for the weak caregivers, they will define the future as unattainable. They will be having words like, this child cannot, this one is a failure, this one will never make anything good out of him or her. That's a definition of a weak caregiver. Then, the fearful. We have parents who are very fearful. They look the future with fearful eyes. Now, when they see this child, they define a future as the unknown. They don't know even what they want. They don't even know what this child will come to be because they fear. Then for the bold parents, or for the bold or the courageous caregivers, they say future is an ideal, meaning that there's something good beyond the horizon, though they don't know what it is, but based on their theories and facts in the Bible, they know that the future is ideal. For the parents who are faithful or spiritual, they live by hope, meaning that to them, they see this child as a future which is hopeful. So they define the future as the hopeful. For the failures, we have parents who are failures in parenthood. We have caregivers who are really irresponsible and they are failures. I'm afraid to say so. For them, they define future as the impossible. Now, these dimensions of definitions, they bring the different abilities or different capabilities or unleashing the potential from these kids in a different way or different manner. But for me as a caregiver, for me as a tutor, for me as a mentor, I define the future as a child. You know, the future, I call it a child. I have a child, then the future is also a child. To me, meaning that if I handle them in the right way, it will produce the right thing. Now, for this to happen, caregiver, you develop V2 or MOMs methodologies. I call it the double V and then MOMs kind of methodologies in your mentorship. What do I mean by this? I only have 5 simple questions that I answer, or I need you as a caregiver to answer whenever you see this child. Ask yourself these questions and answer. Question number 1, what do you really want for this child? Question number 2, what is important about this child? Then question number 3, how will you make this child get there? You have defined the future. Then number 4, what is preventing you from making this child reach where the child should be? Then lastly, how will I know that I am successful in my work towards leading this child? That's what I mean by the 2V or the V2MOMs. V2MOMs. For example, V2MOMs, V number 1 means the vision for the child. V number 2 means the values. Do you have value for the child? And then V number 3, mom. M number 1 is methods. Then we have obstacle. Then we have measurements. In short, repeat: visions, values, methods, obstacles, and measurements. If you analyze yourself within these scenarios, you will be able to define future for this child. In short, what do I really want for this child? Having a vision for that child. What is important about it? Values. Which value are you going to apply to make sure you meet the vision? Then, what will I get? What will I get it? How will I get it? How will I get it? That is the method. Are you getting that? That is the method. Then, what is preventing me from having it? What is preventing me from making this child have that future? That is what we call the obstacles. Then, how will I know I am successful in parenting? That's what we call the measurements. Now, how you measure your parenthood depends. Maybe you can measure it in terms of monitoring and evaluating, and then you see the result. Maybe you have a simple practical examples. What is the result coming out of that? For you to be a parent, a good parent, there's a video I made about your child is the window through which we see you. So whenever you see your child outside there, that's enough result to know that you are a successful parent. For more information, please don't forget to visit my social platforms. YouTube, I have a channel called Unattainable. I have a lot of videos there, a lot of listening, so you have to listen to them because they're so developmental, so motivating, and they can help you learn and earn more wisdom in how to lead the child. Share if you like my videos and my tutor. Share with the friends. Please comment and like it. Facebook page, I have a page called Common Sense Isn't Common. Please search for that page, click it, read those contents. I will write a lot of posts and long posts. Don't get tired. Read, read, read. Facebook account is just Unattainable. And WhatsApp, if you want to inbox direct, some are doing that. +254 1122 3525. Email unattainable@yahoo.com. Please subscribe to my channel. That is the best support you can give me. See you.